Namaskar. Quick update on what is going on in the ongoing SCO, where Dr. S Jaishankar met with Xi Jinping, which is unusual because usually, it's the head of the state will meet the head of the state. An external affairs minister rarely meets unless there is something to be conveyed. And if you look at Xi's countenance, he's kind of very positive, very favorable. And that tells you that somewhere a message was sent and a message was received. That's what I'm going to talk about today. Please like this video, and if you have not already subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe to our channel. Just a couple of slides to tell you my point. So what happened in the Manipur area, or I should say Myanmar area, not Manipur, Myanmar area, where an action took place, and the 𝗤𝗏𝗏 has already acknowledged that they have lost some of their top leadership. That has happened. The question is, who did that? Because Indian government has officially denied its involvement. However, who else could have done it? Because these groups, the fake letter from ISI said that it was 𝗤𝗏𝗏 and People's Liberation Army of Manipur / now they call themselves Myanmar. So then somebody told me that, look, it used to be PLA Manipur, now they have morphed themselves as PLA Myanmar. You know what? It doesn't make a difference. These were the things that were mentioned in that letter. I believe that there are many other organizations, many other outfits also being funded by China and operating out of that area with the sole aim of destabilizing India, whether it is Mizoram problem, Nagaland problem, Manipur problem. Everywhere there is something or the other that is going on. All this stuff could not have been done without the involvement of CCP in terms of material support, in terms of arms and ammunition, because all the things that they captured, they only find Chinese equipment. So this is the overall game. Now, what India has done is essentially played from the playbook of China. And what is that? I'm going to tell you a little story here. Remember, let's go back to 2014. 2014, and I'm sorry. I've got a small problem here. I accidentally turned it off. India is playing CCP's game. This is where I should have started, but I accidentally forwarded it. So back here, India is playing CCP's game. What is this game that India is playing? Now, if you remember, there was a lot of interest generated by Xi Jinping's first visit after Narendra Modi became the Prime Minister to India. This was supposed to have been happening. Excuse me one second. I apologize. This was supposed to have happened on Sabarmati riverfront, and there was a much hullabulla that took place. 2 days before the meeting of Xi Jinping with Narendra Modi, more than 200 soldiers of the People's Liberation Army entered what India considers its territory. Again, this is what Hindustan Times, which was still, I would say, I think even now it's more of a Congress mouthpiece, in Chumar, and Indian soldiers challenged them and they asked them to withdraw before demolishing a temporary track they had built. So they not only entered Chumar, which India considered as its territory. This is the whole thing. This is before Galwan, 2014, September 16. Okay, and what it was this was 2 days before Xi Jinping came to India. So every time there was a visit of Xi Jinping to India, they'll do something like this. They'll make some nakhara where they'll do some activity, incursion into India, and then Xi Jinping will say, oh, don't worry, I'll take care of it. This used to be their playbook. Now, if you remember Mahabalipuram, I think it was after 4 or 5 years, I think Modi had come back to power. This was a lot of excitement there that Xi Jinping was coming again. You go back to those days and find out there would have been an incident again where China did something to India to provoke India, and then Xi Jinping lands and then says, oh, don't worry, we'll take care of it. Now, India has done the same thing, and India took care of a lot of what I would call as reactionaries who are trying to destabilize India based out of Myanmar with a precision strike, which is exactly what happened during Operation Sindoor. Decimated a bunch of things, bunch of people and bunch of things. And then Dr. Jaishankar goes to meet Xi Jinping. This is what happened. July 13th, the outlawed ULFA, ULFA, I should say, United Liberation Front of Assam, or ULFA, claimed a missile attack carried out by colonial occupational forces on its camp in Myanmar, killed 2 of its top commanders. And one of the leaders' name is Nayan Assam. So you can see here that whatever China used to dish out to India, now India is dishing out the same thing to them. And China is surprised. Oh my God, these guys are playing from our toolkit. So what is going to happen? Jaishankar is probably not going to say, we will take care of it. He's going to say, look, you guys are doing all these things. We've been telling you for a long time. Either you shape up or you're going to see more such strikes. Why this is important is because my gut feeling is that China, and perhaps with some, US is happy to play a double game here. As far as US is concerned, as long as India has, if the pot is boiling in India, US is happy, because then India's focus will be turned away from what they are trying to do to this. And perhaps India did not want to say that we did do this thing because the trade treaty deal is about to be signed between United States and India. And one never knows if there's a low-level pen pusher in Department of State brings it up and says, okay, you need to have an official line protesting India's action in Myanmar, something to that effect. So India just said, okay, let's not even claim that we did this. Let the others claim it, and we won't say anything, that we had nothing to do with it. Prove it, right? So whatever it is, India has actually played a game very cleverly in this case, and it needs to be seen how the others, such as United States and China, are going to respond to this. China will respond to this. As it is, their reputation has taken a battering, especially their external arms and ammunition sales markets. Nobody is taking them seriously anymore. India's Operation Sindoor combined with Operation Hammer of Israel at Iran, it's really taking a beating, or it has taken a beating, and they are just finding themselves just being designed out in many places, and that must be hurting. So China is going to do something. Already they said that India will not get any I shouldn't say raw, it's the rare earth materials, and there's also fertilizer embargo from China. So the way to go around all this, Prime Minister Modi has been hinting for at least a couple of years that India needs to achieve self-sufficiency in these things, which is basically Atmanirbharta. I like the word Atmanirbharta. I'm just saying it for the benefit of those who don't know Sanskrit. So that is already in progress. The results are beginning to show in the pharma sector. There has been a significant drop in the amount of imports India is getting from China in the pharma sector. See where China is not stopping any exports? Pharma. Because they know that the pie is dwindling. Same way, if India also starts reducing its requirements for fertilizers from China, and instead it can get it from Russia if they want to. But the more important thing is, why isn't India commercializing Jeevamrutam? The biggest reason why cows that have stopped giving milk get smuggled into Bangladesh is because the owner feels like the cow has become a burden. Don't think that way. The cow till its death, and even after its death, is useful to you. Especially the Bos Indicus cow variety. It's one of the most sensitive, almost human-like in its thought process, and you can use the gobar, you can use the gomutra to create fertilizer, which is just as good, but it does not harm the earth like the way the commercial strength fertilizers do. In the name of weed killers and other things, that pesticides that are added into it, the ground just becomes very, very poisoned. Instead, if you use Jeevamrutam, it is much more kinder to the ground. In fact, our literatures say that when a Bos indicus cow dies, they will not cremate the cow, but instead they will bury it at the area in your land which is the most barren. The reason for that is, even as the body decomposes, it makes that barren earth to be fertile. That is the amount of beauty of the Bos indicus cow. How many of us realize this? So my bigger point is, India is rapidly self-realizing and becoming self-sufficient. It will still take some time. Rare earths are not going to be easy to mine and bring it at a point where you can actually commercially market them, and it has some ecological concerns also, so you have to manage that part too. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, the rare earth battle, especially in Myanmar, just got thrown wide open. India has said, without saying, that it is also going to be a player here. That's all I have to say. Let me see if there are any questions from you folks. Just 1 second. Hello, Mr. Iyer. Okay, Venkatesh says, good, we need to do more. When Modi goes to SCO, we need to do something. Well, we'll see how it goes. I mean, this is just a change of script. These guys have been handed out their own medicine, and in the way they understand best. Again, I'm telling you, Pakistan, Bangladesh, China, लातों के भूत बातों से नहीं मानने वाले हैं. They need to be told in a language where they understand very, very clearly. So we'll wait and see what happens. And Neeraj says, a lot of goshalas are there, but the situation there is bad. You know what it is? It's a simple gesture of all of us contributing, donating to that cause, and it will take care of it. They don't need a lot. And this has become, people have become aware of it. Many philanthropists are now having like a standard, the number of cows that they take ownership. Okay, I'll feed 10 cows, I'll feed 20 cows. And all that expenses are borne on a monthly basis from one account. This is becoming much more streamlined, viewers. I know it used to be bad, but things are getting much, much better now. So let's wait and see how this thing plays out. More importantly, let's try and get Jeevamrutam back to life. I'm using it every day here in the United States. If I can do it halfway across the world, so can all of you. Many of you work in the cities, but you have land back home in your villages. Go back. Try to find out more. Can you get Jeevamrutam? Can you try that? Try it out on your land. Small piece. Have a garden patch if you want. Find out how well it is done. And then you can decide what to do. After all, this is something that our forefathers have done for thousands of years. Let's make good use of what we already know. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.